Hey, what's going on, y'all? We got War 7 Season 33 coming up here. It's been a minute since I did this war, so I'm basically going to be commentating as I watch it here, so trying to remember everything that happened. So these are the fights that we're going to be taking here. Just a quick overview. Kingpin on Node 22. I remember that fight. I did not like that fight. We got a Punisher on Tile 33. He's the Spite Rise to Power. We got a Human Torch on 43. And then we got a big rank 4 Nick Fury here on Node 47. That's a pretty fun one. Then finishing off with Ikaris on Node 54. It's the first war where I've seen anything other than a MCOC here. So jumping right in, first fight up is War Machine. So you can see I'm bringing Spidey 9, Dr. Doom, and Anti-Venom for mostly synergy purposes here. So gonna be hopping in on this one with Spidey 9. Stick to the usual plan here. Just let the ruptures do the work, and it should help keep the kinetic transference under control. I can definitely see why they placed him here. This man really wanted to hit me with some heavies for some reason. There was a couple times actually where, like that right there, you know, I feel like that was a clean dex and I didn't get the dexterity proc. I do see that sometimes with smaller champs like Spider-Man and things like that. But anyways, what I was saying was this is a pretty good placement for most purposes. So I'm trying to push him to the special 2 there for obvious reasons, because when he throws his special 1, it's got a crap ton of hits there. So I'm just kind of getting in the habit of doing that. That way, if my wither does fall off, if he throws a special 1 into my block, then he's gonna more or less go up to a special 3. So I could see the placement there and kind of what they were thinking of. But you know what they didn't think of is I Spidey 99 everything. So clean fight there. Pretty easy solo as long as you don't mess around and get hit and don't let your wither fall off. So, you know, not that bad of a fight. I just love how Spidey 9 can basically take any fight, like fights he has no business taking. So coming up here, we have a rank 3 Dr. Doom on the Vivified Brute Force node. So I think what they're kind of going for on this one is the usual strategy you see most alliances use against this is just drop an invul boost and kill them before they get to 3 special 3s. And then there's a few champions like Dr. Doom where they have you know, a stun after the special 3. So I can definitely see that that's kind of their plan. So yeah, you know, I'm just gonna hit into him there real quick and get that brute force off, because it can do some serious damage. So those are the only times I'm actually actively trying to hit him, is to keep that off. Other than that, you know, I'm just going to try to keep the ruptures coming and not beat into him. So that's one good thing about Spidey 9 is a big majority of his playstyle is hit into blocks. So even on nodes like this, the Vivified, where they get a lot of combat power rate, if you just hit the block, they don't gain a lot of power. So not only is he like a power ability rate control champ, but a lot of times he feels like a defensive defensive power rate modifying champ too, kind of like Reed or something like that. So yeah, you know, Vivified node there, he didn't even get a single special 3. When you hit it in the block, it's easy to keep the power under control, and the ruptures just do all the work. So yeah. Moving on, I'm not proud of this next fight, so disclaimer there. So we got Kingpin here. I brought Dr. Doom in specifically for this fight. I got a Wags pre-fight, so he shouldn't be able to shrug my stuns, but the plan here is to just, you know, Dr. Doom, really not much to say there. I messed around and I don't know what happened there. It looked like I just took a combo, let my block down or something, but so far, you know, I'm like doing okay. And then I just pushed him to a special 3. I think it was Power Snack or something like that, where I just didn't manage the power at all. So taking a huge special 3, gonna come out stunned here at the end. I'm a little rattled now at this point, so I'm just getting my butt kicked. I'm in the corner now. Of course, he goes unstoppable, so there's really not much I can do, and he just starts to do the things. I panic and throw a special 2, trying to get him off me a little bit. He's basically at another special 2, and then I don't know what happened there. Like, he hit me, but then I was like reacting, and it just threw me off. So, you know, I'm thoroughly getting my ass handed to me here. So, unfortunately, again, you know, I'm just trying to get some space, and he goes unstoppable, and I was rattled, and I get hit with a bat in the face and go down. Very shameful death on my part. I do heal up and then go back in. I do much better. This is how the fight could have went from the start, but I think I just kind of underestimated it, and that's not really something I advise against Kingpin. He can be troublesome if you're not ready for it, and clearly I was not, and I let it get the best of me. So here I'm going to do a much better job at watching his power and trying to not let him get too many of those power snacks. You know, in hindsight, honestly, Doom is a good option for this fight. He can get the stuns off with the Wags pre-fight. But I think if I could go back in time and redo this fight, then surprise of the century, I would probably use Spidey 99. Because the thing that really got me killed in the first fight was the power snack. You know, it led to the special 3, the stun, the getting backed up in the corner, and then the heavies coming. And it really just started like a chain reaction of my imminent downfall there. So I think if I would have had Spider-Man, then, you know, he's not going to get any power stack. I'm going to be able to hit into his block. Some of my ruptures will stick. Some will not. He will shrug, but his power rate will be modified pretty well. And again, you know, I pushed into a special 3 there. So I let my Furies that time, I think, get him. But luckily, I'm holding block, and I'm just kind of, you know, trying to get him down below 2 bars of power. That way, he don't go unstoppable thanks to his special 2. So, still didn't handle this fight perfectly with Dr. Doom the second go round, but I did a world better than I did the first time. So, just finishing it up here now. And I remember, yeah, that was a pretty sad fight going in, but finished off there. Got 2 attack bonuses, so I can't seem to get a good streak going on this season. But coming up next, Punisher 99, going in with Spider-Man, because Spite immune to, and the other one, Rise to Power, don't really matter. So I'm just going to dex a lot, I'm going to hit his block, and then that's really going to be the plan. If he does throw a special 1, it should do a lot of like reversing thanks to the weather, or mitigate it a little bit. I can't remember if it's a net positive or loss, but he really didn't want to like back up for me. He just keeps kind of coming in. So I would rather that AI than the one that just wants to like spam heavies or just back up and turtle up and let my wither fall off. So usually if the perfect AI for Spotty is the one that will come in and then dash back and then let you hit the block, and they'll come in and dash back. But so you can see there that a lot of those got hit into the block, but thanks to the wither, he really didn't get any power. So what am I talking about? This isn't even a kinetic transference. I think I'm so used to seeing Punishers on kinetic transference that I just assumed that this was one of those fights. So my bad. Just disregard everything I basically said. So it's basically just a vanilla Punisher fight at this point with Spider-Man 2099. So yeah, you know, doing pretty well so far. I'm close to topped up here. Ruptures are ticking away, making a pretty good dent there. And then thanks to having so many debuffs, his regeneration is not really doing anything. But I think, like, if you notice there, there was like a tick of 77 every now and then. I think that might be a visual bug, because I had 20 debuffs with maxed out Despair, and that should have definitely fully reversed that healing. So I'm assuming that's just a visual bug, but yeah. Moving on with the Torch. Here I was tempted to go in with Anti-Venom because he is Incinerate immune. I've not had the best luck with AV this season, but ultimately I decided to go in with Spidey 9 because Well, he can't really incinerate me if I don't touch him other than his block, so that's kind of the plan. It will help keep the aspect of evolution under control because I'm not feeding a lot of power into him. So I really shouldn't be pushing him over a lot of bars of power. So aspect of evolution can get out of hand on this node with mini champs if you let it, but Spidey 9, he does a good job at keeping it under just via wither, via just having to hit the block. Like you can see, like I think I've hit him once or twice besides this combo, and he's down below half health. So I mean, it's like really an understatement to say that this character is probably, he's definitely top 5 champs in the game. I mean, especially for Alliance War and just all other crazy things. Like, he is so good. I can bring him into fights where he has no business being in those fights, and he just handles it good, taking no damage all the time. I've had several fights this season where I've went in and I've taken 0 damage. Like, look at this fight here. We got a rank 4 Nick Fury. I almost got booted off of this fight by the rest of the guys in the battle group, but I was like, I got this. Like, don't worry. Like, this is going to be okay. I took a big Nick Fury last war on the aspect of evolution, so I was pretty confident in this fight. And then they gave me the green light to go ahead in on this, but he really has no business taking this fight. He don't really counter Nick Fury very well. Also, like, going into the second life, he's going to shrug my wither if I'm able to keep it up the whole time, which I'm not doing a very good job of actively, but I'm just trying to hit into his block and let ruptures do their thing, and also at the same time kind of manage the tactical charges. That way, it does help, the kinetic transference does help kind of let me push him to certain specials, because I can always just kind of turtle up and let him hit my block until he gets to a special 2. That way he don't unload a lot of tactical charges on me and then go unblockable and things like that. So there are a couple times this fight where that's kind of the strategy, where I just like let him gain enough power to take him to 2 bars so I can easily dex it out. But at this point the wither has fallen off. I have my special 2 at the ready. I think I was kind of holding on to it to try to get it up on the second life, but I think that I used it to try to push him through the unblockable, if I remember right, and I miscalculated how many hits was on my special 2 attack, and I fell just short of it. So now I'm just kind of trying to push him to special 2. Did that successfully, thankfully. So now I have a guaranteed opening after this. Push him into his second phase, and again I'm going to try to just let him hit into my block whenever I can. That way he will go to 2 bars of power. I'm trying to also kind of build to a special 2 in the process, that way I can drop a big one on him. But here I think I just let him kind of tap me a few times to build up his special. If I remember right, where is it? It should be coming up. So he's at a special 1 now, and I'm like, okay, and he's unblockable, so I really don't want him to throw his special 1 into my block with, there, it was right there. I didn't really want him to throw his special 1 into my block, because he would have done a lot of damage, because he's got that big fury going on, and it would have given him a lot of power, and probably sent him unblockable. So dropped him there with a big special 2, so big rank Nick Fury Who with Spidey 9. Like, that was a little bit longer than most of my fights, but when you take a rank 4, you saw there was 56 successful hits that I did on him, so you can really tell that that's a unique playstyle. So this Ikaris here, the challenge is that if you medium him or if you light him, he will either give you a power detonate or a energized buff on himself, and then he could get to specials quickly. So I think I'm just going to try to leverage those energizes for Mystic Dispersion, and try to nullify as many as I can. That way, I can get to higher specials and stuff like that. So I wasn't really worried about this fight at all. I'm just going to kind of go into like a special 1 chain here just to get rid of some of those, because if he has 7 or more of those, and I think the way it's worded is if his power is decreased for any reason at all, which includes throwing the specialist himself, then he detonates a bunch of damage on you. So playing at this level, it can hurt quite a bit. So the last thing you really want to do is let him get to 7 or more of those energized buffs and then throw a special. So just kind of going into the doom cycle here. I'm going to nullify a bunch of those, and yeah, I'm going to go back into a special 3, so I'm going to have 2 big whopping furies at this point. I'm at 95% health. This should do a massive amount of damage here, and then should come out with the 5-hit combo, and that should pretty much be Ikaris in the grave there. So let's see how it goes. Do a power drain real quick, and that should wrap it up. Yeah, so yeah, you know, that's war number 7. Not too bad. Took an unnecessary death against Kingpin that I wasn't super thrilled about, but cleaned it up. At least on the second showing, I did much better and didn't kind of skate through it a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I unfortunately did not get to take the boss this time. I was 100% confident I could do the Nimrod. I've done Nimrod a few times this season. He's easy. I still stand by that. Spotty 9 can take pretty much any champion on the boss node. He's just so overpowered for it. But one of my other alliance mates called him first with the Tigra, I think it was, and Tigra is also a very strong matchup. So I'm like, all right, you got it, dude. You can go ahead. I'll just take a break this one. So yeah, pretty clean war besides the 1 death, and didn't use a whole lot of items, so I do like that. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the day. Sorry about being so like late in uploading these videos like in a weird manner. I know I'm like uploading some and then the ones previous, but I started uploading like halfway through the season, so I played catch up and then fell off. And yeah, I'm gonna try to make it a better thing. So let me know how I did in the comment section, guys. Drop me some likes and stay tuned for more war. I think we're top tier. We might be tier 2. More war content coming out in the future, and the other couple goodies. So other than that, y'all take it easy and have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.